Hi, this is Annalie Kruger, the owner of Care Right Incorporated. I work with families across the United States in developing their aging plan and helping families sort out their options if they have aging loved ones um, or burned out caregiver issues. Today's workshop or today's topic is going to be about Medicare and the misconceptions that most families I work with have about Medicare and how much it actually pays for. When I work with families, I get a picture of what's working well, what's not working well. Most of the time, it's the burned out family caregiver who calls me because they're at the end of their rope. They have no more time, energy to give. Their family relationships are strained. They've burned through their FMLA. Employers aren't as family friendly as they used to be. And so there's a lot of pressure on the family caregiver, not only from an emotional perspective and a physical perspective if you're providing hands-on care or having to miss work and transfer your mom or dad into a wheelchair to get them into the car and help them with their bathing and dressing and grooming, but also caregivers end up feeling the financial strain of caregiving as well. What I mean by that is multiple things. Number one, in my experience of helping families for the last 25 years as a social worker, most families don't talk about really anything about aging. Like, what is our plan if mom has a stroke or dad has Parkinson's and he falls and he hits his head and he's no longer competent? What is our family plan if there are hospitalizations, and who's going to come to the rescue? Who can afford to miss work and time away from their family to come to the rescue? So when I meet with families and we have a family meeting, I ask, well, how is care going to get paid? What's the plan? What do you already have in place? Most of the time, families think, well, Medicare will pay for everything. If mom needs to go to assisted living, or if she needs home care, or if she needs a ride to doctor's appointments, or if she needs to go into a nursing home or a care facility or a rehab center, families think that Medicare is long-term care insurance, and I am here to tell you it is not. It is frightening to me how ill-informed the general consumers are about aging issues, about dementia, about how care is going to get paid, what it's like to be a burned out caregiver. And so that's my whole mission with Care Right, is to help families understand the ins and outs of aging in place, helping them find the right fit community to move into if we need to do that, but also to help these families, help you make informed decisions. Like I said, most families just think that some other person or agency is going to pay for care and for your loved one's needs. And Medicare is an insurance. It's a short-term, temporary payment solution if you qualify. So an example of if you qualify is, say you fall, you break your hip, or your loved one falls and they break their hip. They go to the hospital, they have their hip surgery, they have their 3 consecutive overnight stays at the hospital, and they're admitted. Refer back to my admission versus observation status video if you missed that. So as long as your loved one is admitted into the hospital, has their 3 qualifying overnight stays where their head is in the bed at midnight, because Medicare is a midnight rule, and then the doctor says, okay, Sally, you need to go into a skilled rehab center for therapy to get stronger, then Medicare will pay for your stay at the rehab center as long as you meet their criteria, you show progress, you're coachable, you can retain what you've learned, and you're meeting your goals, and you cooperate with therapy. Sometimes people don't feel well, or for whatever reason, they have pain, or they don't want to work with therapy. You can't, Medicare won't pay for you to stay there if you consistently refuse therapy. So just the more you know, the better decisions that you can make. So knowing now that Medicare is not long-term care insurance, I highly suggest that all of you figure out a solution or some way to pay for care. We all know that most of us the majority of us are going to need long-term care at some point in our lives. We also know that right now it's like every 60 seconds someone is diagnosed with dementia, but we know that in the year 2050, that every 33 seconds someone will be diagnosed with dementia, which is a progressive chronic condition and very, very expensive. So think about your own financial situation. What is your financial threshold? Would you be able to pay for care if you had to pay for it private pay? And knowing that this video goes out to people all across the country, so knowing that the care in your area may be pretty expensive versus other places in the States. So think about what is your ability to pay for care, what kind of solutions do you have in place to pay for care if you need it, but also if you have aging parents, how are they going to pay for care? So those are issues that I help my clients work with every single day, because most of my clients are at that stage in life where they need to figure out their aging plan. My name again is Annalie Kruger. I'm the owner of Care Right Incorporated. I'm a senior planning concierge service that's nationwide. I leverage Zoom to help families facilitate that family meeting and put a proper plan in place, and work to restore those family relationships that unfortunately by the time families come to me, they're pretty burned out, their family relationships are pretty strained, and they've financially exhausted how much more they can help out their loved one. So visit my website, www.carerightinc.com. You can take a look at the videos on the website. You can fill out the Contact Us form if you'd like to schedule a 30-minute consult. I do these videos because, like I said, it's frightening to me how ill-informed consumers are. My mission is to help families develop a proactive aging plan versus crisis management. But that said, most of my clients are in crisis when they call me. So if that's you, feel free to reach out. But otherwise, watch for more videos. I have a variety of different topics coming up. And you can check out the YouTube channel and the Facebook. And you can also look at LinkedIn under Annalie Kruger and Care Right Incorporated. Be well, be safe, and be happy. Take care.